Hi everyone! Today we're in the oldest and most mystical place in Pattaya. It's older than Pattaya itself. Pattaya was only founded in the 60s, but this place is over 300 years old. This is what it looks like, and I think you've already guessed that this is Chinatown, near Pattaya. The founders of this district were Chinese. They immigrated here from southern China. Now, I'll show you what everything looks like here. This is the oldest district, where the native population predominates. Tourists don't stay here because there are absolutely no amenities. And that's intentional, so tourists won't stay here. This place is very mystical and has its own character. They've tried to buy this place many times, but the people are standing their ground. People have lived here for generations. They are Chinese and Thai. It's a Chinese-Thai population. This is an ancestral place. It's not for sale. This place is worth more than any money, and apartments aren't rented to tourists or other nationalities because it's believed that if a foreigner moves in, it's bad luck and could anger evil spirits. You can also see many red lanterns here, and they believe that a spirit lives inside them. Long before these streets, long before the houses were built, this place was used for salt mining. They mined salt here, and there was fishing. But then, when the Chinese arrived, they started building on stilts. They give rides in carriages like these. I really love these coconut flakes. They're made by a Chinese Thai grandmother. It's really great. And you see, they're in their beautiful national clothing. This market is open on Saturdays. Only on Saturday evenings can you come here. They also celebrate the New Year very extensively here, with dragons, just as it should be. So if you happen to be here for Chinese New Year, you're very lucky. When Pattaya began to develop as a resort in the late 60s, having been a fishing spot before that, the local indigenous residents made every possible effort to preserve their homes and businesses. And so they succeeded here, unlike in Pattaya. You can only see the native population here. They're not against tourists, but they keep them at a distance. Look up there. That's where these people live. If you come on a weekday, there'll be ordinary houses. But now there's a market here, and there's also a temple. This neighborhood is made up of many streets filled with these red lanterns and graffiti. There are many old temples tucked away in the streets here, where they go to play. And these aren't just old temples, and it's not just their religion, they're entire social centers. Right now, we can see for ourselves. This is an apartment where people actually live. Can you imagine what kind of place this is? People have lived here for generations, for centuries. Also, according to local legend, the people here believe it's better for it to be empty than for a stranger to move in. That's why they've bonded so closely with all of their neighbors and live here together. A stranger absolutely cannot settle here, and there are no strangers here. It's incredible because there are very few places like this left on Earth today. This is how everything is decorated here. Very interesting narrow streets. There are no neighborhoods like we're used to, like in Pattaya, with security, pools, and other amenities. People here live according to old traditions. They set up a market once a week, they go to it, and they also live their lives according to old Chinese Thai traditions. It's incredibly interesting. Locals say that, according to legend, the sea spirit showed the right pools for salt mining, and that's how this craft began to develop here long before Pattaya was founded. And the first families who settled here, Chinese ones, they even made sacrifices to the sea spirit. Can you imagine how interesting that is? They fry a lot of different dishes here, both Chinese and Thai. It's a whole real city within a city. Well, it's believed that the spirits here don't accept foreigners, so we can only walk around here, look, but not live. Actually, if you look, it's just an apartment. They brought out a counter and sell everything they've grown here. Garlic and all sorts of other things. And there are others here too. These are just apartments with counters set up in front of them. Nothing more. It's not some specially equipped market. They just set it up themselves once a week. You can even buy traditional Thai Chinese clothing here, and they can tailor it for you right here to fit your figure, your size, and it only costs 150 baht. The prices aren't inflated here. The prices are very pleasant for everything, including the food. Look, this dessert costs 20 baht. Fruits and vegetables are also sold, and there are local flea markets where you can find absolutely any antique items for every taste and color from different eras. Let's take a look at one of the flea markets. Old dishes, paintings, walkie-talkies, there's everything here. Anything you want, you can find it here, because this is the oldest flea market. There are even board games and paintings, very old calendars on the walls, and all these different tins. I suspect this is an old camera, but I don't even know how it works. It's incredibly interesting. I also noticed their national costumes over here. They aren't that expensive, 950 baht and 1000 baht. A whole huge costume like this. And there's a stall right here. Everything's in red. Look at these lanterns. It's so interesting how everything rotates here. They also hold drawing workshops for children right here. You can buy any bag or toy and have the child paint it right on the spot. They even set up these cafes during the market. They bring out tables and chairs, people sit and eat, and they cook right there on the street. Here's a soup that this man is serving himself. They grill steaks using Chinese recipes, and even various patties and kebabs. For women, they sell their traditional hairpins here. These hair sticks come in all sorts of patterns and shapes, and they can show you right then and there how to style your hair with them. Well, there's so much different food here. It's all unique and hardly anything repeats. This is very different from typical Thai markets. There are even dresses here for 50 baht. These are grilled bananas, and they wrap various desserts in banana leaves. They even sell this huge, unusual plant. I don't know what it is, but they sell it all together with the food. And here, someone turned their own home into a whole restaurant inside. Wow! They even sell fresh fish and shrimp. They can cook them for you right on the spot. The atmosphere here is very lively. Chinese music is playing, and it instantly creates such a vibe. Another large flea market where you can look at various things. It's like a real museum. Look, there's money from different years and countries, as well as household items from various places and eras. But this flea market is special. It has an exit to a courtyard. You can see what kitchens used to look like. And here's the courtyard itself, also filled with old household items. It's such an unusual place. And there's even an old bicycle, all rusted out. This is someone's actual backyard. And there's also a man at this flea market, an old grandpa playing the button accordion. And when he recognizes Ivan and me, and he knows we're from Russia because we've been to this neighborhood before and we've met him, he starts playing Katyusha for us on his bayan. Katyusha is a Soviet military song. It really surprises me when people play the bayan because it's an old instrument of ours. For those who didn't know, my mom can play the bayan. She even graduated from music school. Even in Russia, only in small villages are there grandfathers left who know how to play the bayan. For example, my grandfather. We sang dok ditties together all through my childhood, and he played the bayan for me. That's why I gave this flea market so much attention in this video. Because for me, the bayan has a very close connection to my family. We've left Chinatown, and there are some vendors here too, who have set up their stalls and are selling things. Do you see drinks, herbs, street musicians, and they're grilling this huge fish right here. Thanks to my subscribers who told me that in Thailand, you shouldn't eat river fish, only sea fish. I didn't know that, and now I'm telling you about it. Be careful. So that was our tour of the old district. Now we're at Mark's restaurant. Our subscribers came here. Thank you so much for coming to say hello to us. And for those who didn't catch where Mark's restaurant is, it's in Pattaya on Jomtien. Here's Mark himself, and this is the name of his restaurant, Krua Thai Lana. Anyway, I read it as best I could. And here's Mark inviting you all. His restaurant has very low prices and a nice atmosphere. We're sitting outside here, but there's seating inside too. Thanks to everyone for watching. Give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. And also share your ideas in the comments for what video I should film next for you. Thanks everyone. See you in the next video.